Hey, so I'm going to put this clip, then the last clip, then the bulk of the video. And then between those, I'm going to put pictures of my garden. Just wanted to tell you. I'm going to switch up the order of the clips a little bit to kind of hopefully make it seem a little bit more professional. I don't know. I just feel like putting the last clip first would be better, even though I started it as if I was talking last. So that's just what I'm going to do. And I'll put some pictures of the garden in there as well. Hopefully, if I don't forget. I hope you guys enjoy. It'll be this clip, then the last clip, then garden pictures, then the actual me doing my thing. I know, I ended the video literally like 30 seconds ago, but I remembered something kind of important. I left you on a cliffhanger last episode about something that was going on in my life that might be big. I actually put in a job application for the government, and they called me. So I had an interview for a government job. Unfortunately, after the interview, they said that they would call me again for a follow-up if I was selected. So I made it into like the first bracket of people, but I didn't make it through the second bracket of people. Now, before I end this video for the second time, third time, eighth time, I wasn't expecting them to call me in the first place. So it was a bit of a little bit of an ego boost that they even called me, to be honest. Unless it was just insult to injury. Like, look at this schmuck thinking he'd get a government job. Like we'd put any power in this guy's hands. Alright, I'm done. Alright, I'll catch you guys later. That was the big secret. I was waiting until I got the second confirmation before I actually posted anything about it. I didn't want to jinx it. So, now you guys know, I almost got a small-time big shot position. It wasn't anything too crazy. Basically an accountant. Alright. It's fine. I wasn't really... If I ever even got a job in the government department, government field, government motif, I highly doubt it would hold any real power. So, it'd be more to keep an eye on me. I don't think they have to give a job to do that. Like, what is that, the Big Brother Illuminati thing? Alright, I'm done. This video is already crazy and complainy enough. Now I'm out of here. It's a bit longer, I realize that. But it has been a little bit. And I did rant a little bit. And just quite a bit went on. And my plans for today got kind of shot because I waited too long to really put a plan into motion. So this kind of just worked out. It's a good way to clean everything up and get a portion of what's on my mind out of there. So when I get to the next one, it could be maybe a little more coherent, and we could spend more time actually exploring a new trail than me complaining. So, or talking about something that I can't fix, showing how powerless I am to the internet. Later on, guys. Hey everybody. So it's a bit early to go down in the pit, but it's a bit late to actually do what I wanted to do. It's not a bad thing. I actually have quite a few things I want to talk about, because it has been a bit longer than usual between videos. So I do have a few things I'd like to talk about. So, initially I was going to go to a new place, but I figured to truly explore a new place, and considering that I don't know how public it's going to be, I might not be able to get my thoughts across coherently compared to normal. But like, what I'm trying to say is, Like, I can't always get my thoughts across coherently when I'm trying to focus. Put myself in a situation in a new place when I'm trying to recap a week worth of stuff with my already not so cohesive thought process is kind of just a setup for failure. So, anyways, let's do the best we can. So the reason I'm making this video is the other night I was on Poke Paradise doing my normal complaining, and I got a revelation, a message from God, who told me that I should do a YouTube video. So I was like, oh well, you know what? I need some exercise, and I got some stuff to talk about. I can deal with the bugs. If I go early enough, it probably won't be that bad. So let's go make that YouTube video. Can't disappoint God after all. So anyways, point of this video is a little bit different than what I wanted to do, but we're just gonna roll with it. First thing is tons of stuff to recap, and I'm gonna try to do it in a nice systematic order, but we'll see how that goes. Secondly, I got semi new shoes. I got them from like a Goodwill. Again, they were only like $6. You ever see the grandma or the grandpa like Velcro shoes? Well, these are the extra lazy version where they just have like bungee straps. So I thought they were perfect because, and I wasn't really planning to wear them to hike, but they're so bloody light. Like, they are so light. It's like wearing a cloud on my feet. So I kind of had to bring them. So this is another one of those testing new shoe hikes. So that's what I'm doing. I don't want to wear these hiking a lot because they are super cheap shoes. They're the Walmart brand. So I'm surprised they didn't fall apart when I put my foot in them. Like, I just put my foot in and they go right out the other side. But they're nice. So I want to try to keep them for more around the house kind of stuff, like mowing the grass, stuff that I don't care if they get dirty, but they're not going to get a lot of wear, so they don't like just, you know, completely disintegrate. But they're so bloody light. Actually, today I'm super light. I took all the tools out of my backpack for some reason or another. I went grocery shopping and I had to carry stuff, so it flew away. I was going to show you a butterfly, but it flew away. I had to go, wanted to go, whatever, however you want to look at it. Went shopping, and I wanted to make as much room as possible so I could carry as much as I could, because I intended to pick up a 6-pack and hopefully a pair of shoes, and both things worked out. So I had the tools out of my bag, and I didn't put them back because I'm in a mood about scrapping, and I don't really want to. I've been in a mood, period, and I don't really want to get poison ivy, because then I might actually start punching holes in the wall, and nobody wants that. Well, somebody might want to see that, but I don't want to break the wall. I don't want to break my hand, so we're gonna. Plus, I do real good. Like, my complacency and patience and power of pacifism is so good for somebody my age. I would hate to ruin all that. So it's like, you know, I'm just like, the storm I live in may never end. The horrible, cancerous dark cloud that follows me around may never go away. But I learned that it, you know, gets worse in waves, and then I can tolerate it better. It's like the prospect of fun, you know, or prospect of getting something good. You get something, like, I walk all the time, you know. I got a car. If I got a car, I take the car, and that would be awesome for the first month or two. Then it would wear off. It wouldn't be that awesome anymore. So in this instance, it's the opposite. It's like, well, we'll go with the gaining weight thing. So if you gain weight and you don't want to be fat, but you gain it so slowly you barely notice it, it doesn't bother you as much until one day you look in the mirror and you're a blob. And you're like, oh, well, where did that happen? Same way with anything else bad. You know, after it happens for so long, something really bad happens, the stuff that wasn't quite as bad but still was bad doesn't seem as bad anymore. So, you know, you shut your finger on a car door and you think that's like the worst thing it could ever be, and then you get shot in the leg, and then you're like, oh, well, that getting your finger shut in the car door wasn't all that bad. Well, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's still bad. It still sucks. It still shouldn't happen. And just because you got shot in the leg doesn't make it any better. It's just something worse happened. But people don't always look at it that way. Human nature dictates is when something gets better and continues to get better, you don't notice it as much until something goes wrong. Like, when I had a place of my own. And after a while, I mean, I never would say it got bad, but after a while, you know, it was like, whatever. But then when you lose it, you're like, how did I ever live like this? So if that makes sense, that should make sense to somebody. Like, I don't know. So, I actually completely lost my train of thought already, so moving on. Okay. So, the yard sale's over. I finally did that. I'll tell you the same thing I told everybody else. The amount of money made was about what I expected. Give or take a little bit. I wasn't expecting to get dazzled, and I wasn't expecting to go broke. So, it hit somewhere in the ballpark of what I expected. Was it worth the work? No, definitely not. Especially considering I had to split with, you know, good old grandma. And you're probably wondering, if you did all the work, and you sat there the whole time, why'd you split with good old grandma? Well, my friends, here's how it goes when you live with another person that controls everything. Here's how it goes. You agree, or you get complained at for like months. So, is $15-ish worth getting complained at for months? No, it's not. Is it right? No. But is that the right battle to take? Not really. You can't fight something when somebody else holds all the power. So, we're gonna move on from that. Honestly, even if I got every penny for everything, which I don't think would have been right either, a portion of the merchandise was hers. So I don't think 50-50 split was fair. But I don't think her getting nothing would be fair, because a lot of the stuff, I don't want to say a lot, but there was a portion of the stuff that was hers. So, either way, it's done, it's over with, and I got about as much as I thought it would be. Will I do it again? Probably not. I mean, I don't even know if I'll still be here. Like, I only got a couple more months of probation, and I don't know what to do. But, I tell you right now, I'm already itching to be free, so I don't know. Like, I don't have the means to leave. Like, right now, if I left right this minute, or I left when probation was up, I think the result will be the same. So, I mean, me trying to do things right is just a joke, because I'm the only one trying to do things right. So what's it matter, right? But we'll see how all that turns out. The yard sale's over. I'm not going to say an amount. Screw it. We got approximately $70. And like I said, I was expecting low of 50, high of 100. So it pretty much was at where it was supposed to be. It would have got a lot more if we would have got more people, I think. There wasn't as many people as I thought, but overall they spent more. So, and I got a valuable tip. I got told where to find those insect bracelets. So, that was the goal of the episode today, before I realized that I wouldn't make it, or probably wouldn't make it. I would have to rush, and I don't want to rush, so I figured I'll do it a different day. My plan was to hitch the bus, go to the big trail I would have taken 20 miles on, and just take it for 8 miles to the Walmart. And there was 2 places I wanted to stop along the way, and then go next door to the Walmart to pick up the bracelets, hitch the bus back there, and it would have been like 8 miles, about 3.5 hours. But if I left at 1:30 and the trail was 3.5 hours, it would have got me at Wally World at 5, and the last bus from Wally World was like 5:20ish. So it was too tight of a squeeze. If I'm gonna do that, I gotta leave at like the 10 o'clock bus. So I'm gonna pick a different day. And after the yard sale days of waking up at 6 in the morning twice and doing that for like 6 to 8 hours a day, I was glad to have a good, today's my recharge day. So I was glad to sleep in a little bit. Alright. What else? What else was important? I hate, it's getting worse. Like, it's getting worse being able to remember things. Really annoying. It's like Alzheimer's, but I'm like 20. Like, well, I guess I'm like older than 20 now, but it's like Alzheimer's at a young age. So, somebody's blazing a trail down here, man. Guess we'll check it out. I don't think we're going to go down the pit. I think we're going to double back. I might pick up a 6-pack or rip apart some of the stuff. The thing that was weird was a lot of the things I thought would sell, sold. But a lot of the things that I didn't think would sell, or there were things that didn't sell. Like, hardly any of the electronics. Like, hardly anything. And I even had an extension cord to prove that it worked. So, that was a little weird. I mean, not completely weird. I kind of expected it. And I think I'm just going to rip them apart. I wished I could. I got a toaster oven, a Keurig, and a paper shredder for $5 a piece. I wish I could find somebody that would take it, because they work. And I really don't want to trash those things. Like, the toaster oven's it needs a good cleaning. Like, I didn't clean it before I tried to sell it for $5. You know, sue me. But, the Keurig and the, paper shredder's like brand new. So, I mean, and apparently they're both pretty expensive. So, but I thought about trying to call some people, but as you people know, I don't have a lot of friends. And I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like dealing with people around here. I've been more and more irritated lately. Like, I'm just generally unhappy with the bulk of things. How people are, how the world is, just generally unhappy. And it makes it hard to shoot videos because I don't want to just complain the whole time. Because either nobody cares or the people that do care can't do anything about it. So it's just, you know, beating a dead horse, wasting time. Belly aching over something that's never going to change. Oh my god, it's a wild random duck. I wonder how he got here. Like, it's basically, this place here, it's basically a big puddle. So, excuse me, it rarely goes dry, but it's not really waterfowl. It's not really a good place for waterfowl. Oh well, little buddy who had his own private puddle. Where was I? So the hating the world and belly aching thing. It's a lot like my problem with the Poke Paradise server. And I kind of wanted to address this, because one of the reasons I'm shooting the video is because the dude on there pretty much told me to. So that's what I'm doing. There's 2 types of players on Poke Paradise. I guess 3 types. There's the people that clearly don't obey the rules of RNG and have some either miraculous luck or straight up cheat and just, everyone just pretends it's normal. Then you got the people that just like, there's these websites like Smolgan and PokeBuilder or whatever, and you can basically build your Pokemon down to the exact point of damage that you can deal. Granted that there's high rolls, low rolls, crit hits, and stuff like that, but there's still some luck involved. But if you spend enough time, you can negotiate out every little variant until the point where you can almost guarantee what's going to happen. And you have the people that do that. That's kind of how, like, competitive Pokemon tournaments go. Like, real people that are really doing this for, like, trophies kind of people. And then you have, like, people that are just straight up bad, that are either super young, join the server to build, or join the server because they're a friend or have a friend. And then you have people like me that play for fun, have common sense, and build average teams. Like, my teams would never win a trophy. That I can say with confidence. But I would give any casual player a run for their money. The problem with that is, I'm the only casual player. Everybody on there is either so bad, or they just spend so much time perfecting one team or two teams or perfecting individual Pokemon that you can't battle it unless you build a team specifically to counter their team. And to me, that's like not in the spirit of Pokemon at all. Like, you're not supposed to have to train a specific team to beat a specific other player. You're supposed to have, two teams, and, who you battle, whoever wins, wins. It's like the people on there that I'm specifically talking about. Well, actually, to be completely honest, I got into a bit of an argument with one of them, and I was basically saying, like, you're making it that people that play this game casually basically don't want to play or quit because you are like, because you make it not fun, And he's like, yeah, well, that's, if they're gonna quit because, they can't beat me, then that is what it is. I'm like, dude, you and your friends are trash. You're ruining the game for children. You're ruining the game for casual players. You're all trash. Just leave me alone. So I'm like, he pretty much said, I'm ruining the game for people because that's what I do. I'm like, before I do battle somebody on that game, I can pretty much tell you at least one Pokemon that's going to be on their team. Because everybody uses these souped up pseudo-legends that pretty much can't be beat unless you have a specific counter to them. Or Dynamax, or Ultra Beasts, or, pulling some sort of garbage to make sure they have a clear advantage on anybody they're going to play against. If you were playing for your life, if you was playing for $1 million, if, there was some huge respect gold trophy, try hard away. But it's a children's game. It's a children's server. Like, get a life. Now that's over. The yard sale, the Pokemon nonsense. Oh, by the way, I pretty much quit the server. Like, I know I quit before. I quit for the RuneScape Cup, and I probably won't quit for long this time because I don't have anything better to do. Like nothing fun-wise. I keep trying to find Game Boy Advance games or PlayStation 1 games I can play on the computer that would be entertaining, but once you play like newer games, the old games just ain't the same. So it's hard to get engrossed in something like that. Oh well. I do have a short video planned. Okay. I want to do a Yu-Gi-Oh card battle Game Boy or PlayStation game or something. But the problem is, the only Yu-Gi-Oh! PlayStation 1 game is barely Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore. Like, it has a weird rule set. And most of the Game Boy games, it's really hard to sort through the cards to make a deck. Like, it's just really difficult for me. Like, I don't like their filter systems. So, I'm trying to find something that the gameplay doesn't really matter, as long as I can build a deck the right way. Like, I can build a deck where I can actually see my cards. But we'll see about that. Another thing, I started dismantling some of the electronics from the yard sale. And one of the things was a portable little house phones, where you have like one main home phone and then a bunch of like wireless phones you can put around the house. Well, of course, we have no money, but we could throw away perfectly good phones to buy new ones. That's always cute. And I put the old ones that still worked perfectly fine, by the way, in the yard sale for $5. Nobody bought them. Didn't really expect them to. Doesn't mean they were garbage, just people don't buy portable phones for $5 at a yard sale. It's just something that's not really something that's going to sell. But I ripped them apart because, you know, what else am I going to do with them? No one's going to buy them. And she's just vomiting money. So, you know, I might as well rip off as much metal as I could and throw the rest away. But in doing so, I had an idea for a video. So when I have the house to myself, I'm going to be doing a short video. So that would be kind of cool. Sheesh, somebody came through here and like must have brought like a machete or a big stick and just beat the crap out of all this stuff. I think we're going to walk back to see the eagles, if they're there. If we can see them with all this undergrowth. So, like, they make a joke about RuneScape. That it's an old 90s game. Alright, I mentioned it before. It's a pretty good game. I mean, for what it is, it's a pretty good game. The joke is that you never really quit RuneScape. You might take years and years of break, but eventually you go back, because it's just... We'll use another one of these fancy YouTuber words, alright? Nostalgia. It's just something that's so soaked in nostalgia. It's so reminiscent of childhood that you can't really... You just always find yourself wanting to go back to it because it's actually something that stood the... What's the word? What do they say about time? Stood the trial of time? The test of time. It stood the test of time. Just something that was always, and probably will always be, you know, something good. But that's kind of how I'm looking at the server now. It's, I might never really quit. Well, it's like life. I might never really quit until I can't do it anymore. But I could take extended breaks. So, the problem I have is, the biggest part of playing on a server is the fact of playing and battling other people. And when that part is ruined, like, you might as well just play in your own world. So yeah. Okay, enough video games. I don't feel like complaining about life. Well, I do, but who cares, right? It is what it is. I'm screwed. So it doesn't really matter. Screwed in a bad way. It's God said I was a lot like him. He said, I can't remember how the conversation went, but I was like, oh, something about, I don't know, something about me being stressed out. And I'm like, but I'm not really stressed out. I'm pretty like I come to terms with the fact of my life is, you know, complete wreck and complete joke and been destroyed. But I'm at terms with the fact that I can't do anything about it. Like I don't stress about it. I'm not constantly thinking, how can I change this? How can I change that? Because I already freaking know. I already know. There is no changing it. Apparently, whatever decided to put their hooks in my life, I ain't getting it back anytime soon. So, oh, it's like this probation crap, you know? Innocent or guilty, I got 5 years of my life stolen from me. And that's a fact. I can't change it. Whatever's going on, I don't have the slightest clue how to stop it. So I was walking out the door, right? And I called my grandmother by her first name. I just started doing that, I don't know, 10 years ago maybe. And, you know, it's not all that weird to me. Like, my idea of family and what she is doesn't exactly link up. So it's not really all that weird to me. When I was walking out the door, she's like, "You're just showing your ignorance calling me by my name." And I'm like, "No, do you know what? I ain't doing anything. You show my ignorance for me." And what I mean by that is, like, the way I'm being manipulated. And it's like, the way I'm being manipulated and stuff, and a lot of the things that happen in my life, I'm not saying are because of her, but are out. It's out of my control. You know what? I don't even know what I was gonna say. Maybe I am just ignorant. You know what? I probably am ignorant. You know why? Because I'm not given the opportunity to learn correctly. It's like I said before, you take somebody from a tribe in Africa and you throw them in front of a state-of-the-art video game of some sort, and you tell him to play. And then when he loses, you call him ignorant. Like, yeah, no joke. He was never given the opportunity to learn. He was never given the opportunity to know what to do. You can't be smart about something unless you have experience, or you get taught or learn it yourself. Without those opportunities, you can't really, well, you could be called ignorant, but it's not your fault for being ignorant. I'm a rather quick learner and a rather intelligent person. If I was given the correct opportunities throughout my life, I highly doubt I would sit back and let this happen and be willfully ignorant. If I was given the correct opportunities and the correct outlets for knowledge, I can almost guarantee I would seize it and I would fight back. But it's like the, I think South America, maybe? South America, Africa, maybe? No, I think it's South America. There's, they have these here people. They call them, like, witch doctors. Oh, really, in reality, what they are, they're basically tribal pharmacists. And they make this powder, I think it's derived from a plant, and I think it has a form of tetrodotoxin in it. And it's basically poisonous, but if it's combined with the right stuff in the right increments, and it's blown in somebody's face, it gives them the appearance of being dead. Like, they'll breathe it in, it'll slow their heart rate, and with the technology these tribes have, you know, if you're not moving and you're not breathing, you're dead. So they throw you in a hole. Later, the witch doctor goes back, digs up the body, digs up the person, has the person complete simple tasks, keeps them drugged, and as long as the dosage is correct, they stay like mindless zombies. the trick here is, the thing is, if I was given, nobody wants smart zombies. Nobody wants intelligent zombies. Nobody wants zombies that know how to trump their system. Nobody. So I think, in a sense of the word, in a term, in something, words and stuff, that whatever's happening around me or happening now, happening in general, is basically like the same thing as the witch doctor, is just 2020. 2022? 2023? What year is it? It's 2022, yeah. So it's basically the same idea. So, let me tell you this, alright? So, if you can have your memories erased, if you watch any of my videos, and you know how I talked about this a few times, if you can have your memories erased, alright, but you still have that primal animal instinct. So, like, if you touch a stove and you burn yourself when you're really young, you know not to touch the stove again, right? So, if now you do something wrong, you get severely punished for it, and then they make you forget everything so you don't know who to hate or who to fight back against, but you know never to do that thing again. So, sorry about that. I might have been too late already. I didn't want the thing to auto cut the clip, because then I have to figure out how to piece it back together. So I decided to just shut the clip off and then start again. So I don't really know a good example for it. I don't even remember what I was talking about. No, okay, I got it. So, so back in the 1800s, you're a slave in the South, and you're on a plantation, and you're dusting the house. You're dusting the house, and you were a bit careless. Now, it's got to be something intentional. You're dusting the house, and you purposely don't turn down the sheets on the bed for your master. You purposely do it. You're like, you know what? I just don't feel like it. I ain't freaking doing it. So, but you're a new slave. You're a new slave in the South. You just got bought. You just got kidnapped from your family in Africa, and you got sold off, tender age of 12 or something. And you're there dusting paintings, and you're supposed to, clean the master's room, and you don't, and you decide you're just not doing it. So, I guess that doesn't really work either, because then you can straight up beat your slaves and nobody cares. We're just gonna roll with it, because that's what I do. So, so the master finds out, and because he doesn't want any legal repercussions, or he doesn't want you poisoning him in his sleep, he beats the living crap out of you, but it has the ability to psycho screw you out of your memories. So you get the crap beat out of you, and you're in heck of a bad shape, tons of pain, horribly tortured, but you forgot all of it happened. So they say something like, you fell down the stairs, and now every time you're doing that job, you don't know why. You can't figure out why, but you have this overwhelming fear that you'll miss something. You don't know why you're scared. You don't know what happened to make you scared. But you have that primal fear telling you that you better turn down that bed. You get what I'm saying? For instance, we should be about where the Eagles are, but I don't see them. I think there's probably an area where they chopped down the bamboo to look, I would imagine. Should be right about here. And there's a big spot of the bamboo chopped down. And this could be it. I don't know if it is. Anyways, it's not that big of a deal. With all the leaves on the trees and this camera, you're not going to see much anyway. So, for me, once upon a time, I lived in a house. Shocker. I lived in a house once upon a time. There we go. Better hang on for this cliffhanger. But, for the longest time, after something really, really weird happened, and some bad stuff happened, I ended up leaving. But for some reason, and I really don't know what it is, I cannot remember, I swear I can't remember, I have this, like, overwhelming fear of this property. A house. It's like people that have this overwhelming fear of, like, feet or clowns. Like, you're, like, I'm always like, God, what an idiot. But, you know, me, it's a certain establishment. Not really a person. Not that I can really pinpoint. Not really a situation. It's a structure. Why? Don't know. Never been scared of hardly anything in my entire life. Couldn't tell you. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at. It's a cool looking dragonfly. Probably can't see it on the camera, but there it is. If it lands, I'll try to get a close-up of it. And it's not going to land. Dragonflies are too twitchy. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Now, I'm sure there was much, much more I wanted to talk about. But unfortunately, it either wasn't important to her. Here comes the magic again. I just can't remember what it was. So, yeah. The thing of the matter is, as I stressed multiple times, I don't even know who sees these, if anybody sees these. So, I don't know where this information is going. So, it might not be helping. It might be more like advertising. Like, the world might be so much worse than I think it is. And by me telling the effects of what happened to me to the internet people, maybe it's just advertising, being like, oh man, that guy did aw, poor little mouse. Well, it's probably a mole, but I think they're both rodents. They're probably, maybe the world's so bad that people hear this and they're like, man, whoever did his job, whoever screwed him up, man, we're gonna hire them. And maybe I am just making it worse. I think this is a good spot to turn around, because I know I've passed the Eagles by now. Like I said, I don't think I'm going down to the pit. I don't know if I'm gonna get beer. I was thinking about getting a few and then ripping apart what's left of the electronics. I really kind of want to stall doing that, because I was hoping I could find somebody that would, you know, $15 for a toaster oven, a coffee machine, and a paper shredder. I mean, that's basically a home working office right there. You can cook your food, shred your important documents, and have your all important cups of coffee. Like, $15 for all that? Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, well, with the way I see things, it's either this thing that's making things worse than it needs to be, whatever it might be. It's either so big that nobody can do anything about it, or I just look like a lunatic, and it's focused on me. The neighbor came over. One of them that gave me some flack a while back. Ha! Flack a while back. About something stupid. I don't even know. This is a different neighbor. I never really had a problem with the guy. But, one day I asked him, back when I was smoking, I asked him for a smoke, and he got like this major attitude with me, like, visibly upset attitude. So, I didn't talk to him since. But when I had the yard sale, he came over, and I was like, okay, whatever, you know. It was one of those situations where, like this other guy I was talking about, you know, I'm not going to you, man. You're the one that wronged me, you know. So, he came over and was talking, and I was like, the world's like my life. How did I say it? I don't remember. God, that's like the new thing. It was really kind of, I personally thought it was pretty profound. Like it was a really wismatic thing to say. And now I can't remember what it was. Oh, I can't remember how I said it, but it was something to the effect of, it's a lot easier if there's somebody, a stranger, looking at a situation, it's a lot easier to believe. Okay. If you're on the outside looking into a fish tank, alright, and you can talk to fish. I'm doing real bad with the analogies. You're Dr. Dolittle, and you're looking into a fish tank. You got five zebrafish and one catfish. The catfish to clean the tank, obviously. Now you look inside, and you see that your little diver dude was knocked over. Those vicious fish, man, they just knocked him down, cold blood. Okay, so you're able to talk to these fish. You're like, who did it? So of course, all the zebrafish blamed the catfish, and the catfish said it was the zebrafish because the catfish didn't do it. But you know, all the other fish say he did do it. Who are you going to believe? Now, once again, it's a pretty bad analogy because depending on the situation, it might take more than one fish to knock over a little diver toy, but we're just going to pretend like that's not the case. Like I said, bad analogy, but I hope it gets my point across. 99 out of 100 people would punish the catfish because the majority said he did it. I mean, you know, why would they all lie? I mean, it definitely wouldn't be to protect something they're doing that is wrong. You know? So, that's something. That's in the effect. That's what I said. You know, I was like, I don't know how the conversation got brought up. And I was like, what's easier to believe, that I'm at fault, or everybody else is, or this group of people is? You know, if you was somebody on the outside looking in, with my general outlook on things, my general demeanor, and generally how I handle things, I wouldn't believe me. I probably wouldn't believe me. I would now that I've seen a lot of the stuff firsthand, but overall, I wouldn't believe me. So, I can't expect anybody else to. But it's hard for me. It's hard for me to, like... It's hard for me to look at it from another point of view that way. Because... I'm like... From where I stand, I'm like, there is obviously something wrong. You know, let's go back to the fish. You know, you see a bunch of fish on land flopping around dying, and everybody just walks past them because they're like, oh, well, you know what, nobody else is helping. Oh, it's fine, you know. Nothing bad's going on here. And, you know, all these fish are just dying. So, it's like, you know, I don't know if that's not a good analogy either. That's a little more reminiscent of the, what do they call that? The group effect, the mob effect or whatever. Like, you're more likely to help somebody if it's just you and them in comparison to if it's you and a group of people. I can't remember what it's called. It has a name, a scientific name. Like, if you're in the streets and a man is beating the crap out of his girlfriend and there's like 10 other people around, everyone will sit there and be like, well, that guy will help, instead of stepping in and doing something. Well, we could talk about that for a minute. I don't know what I would do. It would really depend on the situation, the urgency of the situation. Like, I don't know if I'd be a victim of that, because I classify myself as a different breed of people. Different breed of people. Yeah, that's right. I don't know. Like, I have a fear of physical combat. Not a lack of capacity for it. I was, in my opinion, given a fear of physical combat. I cannot. It has to be a very specific situation for me to physically hurt somebody. Like, life on the line. Like, or strictly for fun. I've done several sparring matches, but I can't fight out of anger. It just doesn't work. If I'm angry and I get into a situation where I might have to fight, I get terrified. Why? Don't know. I mean, I'm more than capable. So I don't understand it. But it is what it is. The point of the conversation is, if I was in a group of people and somebody was beating the crap out of their girlfriend, I think I'd step in. Because, like, I might not be able to fight. I might not be able to have that. I might not be able to trip that roadblock put in my mind to enable me to, you know, put the guy down. But the chivalrous side of me would probably be enough to get me to, you know, stand in the way. So it would really be dependent on the situation. I don't know. This is getting kind of random. And this is probably pretty long. And the bugs are getting bad. The bugs, man. I think I'm gonna stop. I think I covered most of the stuff I wanted to cover. I mean, something bad's going on. It's the same outline for every video. Something bad's going on. I can't really explain it. I can't really change it. And I can't really abandon it. So, moving on. That's like that should be like the name of the channel. It should be like the whole genre. I know something's wrong. I know it needs to be fixed. But I have no freaking idea where to start. Well, gotta die sooner or later. Right? No, nothing lives forever. 30 more years, tops. Alright, I'm out of here. Hopefully I can come up with some new ideas, something worth videotaping. I don't really know. Like, I haven't done anything DIY in so long. I wanted to do soap again, but I wanted to end this video. But you know how that goes too. I used what's left of my sodium hydroxide to clear the shower drain, because there was something not letting the water go down. So I have to get more of that before I can do another soap video. I still got 3 bars left of the old stuff. I don't use... It's rather hard soap, so I don't use a ton of it when I do use it, and I sometimes supplement it for other soaps. Like, I don't always use that soap. Like, I'll use that soap for like 3 days of showering, then I buy like liquid soap for sometimes when I'm like... I don't know. The thing about it is, the soap I made, it's great, it does its job, it's fantastic, but it has no smell. And the liquid soap, the kind and specific I got, smells like I'm like skipping through an Irish forest, and it makes me happy. Alright, I'm out of here. Later on, guys. Thanks for watching if you did. Shoot a comment. Tell me how stupid I am.